Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all of you. It is a privilege to stand before you today, whether virtually or in spirit, to discuss a topic that is close to the heart of almost everyone in this room: the pursuit of financial independence and professional fulfillment. Specifically, we are here to talk about the best business to start in your 20s and 30s. Why this specific age range? Why not the teenage years, or perhaps the stability of the 40s and 50s? The answer lies in the unique convergence of energy, adaptability, and necessity that defines the third and fourth decades of life. When you are in your 20s, you possess a currency that money cannot buy: time. You have the bandwidth to fail, to learn, and to pivot without the crushing weight of a mortgage or dependent children weighing down every decision. When you enter your 30s, you gain a new asset: experience. You have likely worked for others, you understand how industries function, and you have identified gaps in the market that frustrate you. However, there is a significant barrier that stands between you and entrepreneurship during these years. It is the barrier of capital. Most people in their 20s and 30s are not wealthy. They are often burdened by student loans, entry-level salaries, or the high cost of living in modern cities. The traditional advice of save up $500,000 and buy a franchise is not only impractical, it is discouraging. Therefore, the focus of this talk is not on businesses that require significant investment, inventory, or real estate. Instead, based on extensive analysis of current market trends, economic shifts, and the digital landscape, we are going to explore high potential, low capital business models. These are ventures where the primary investment is not money, but rather your skill, your time, and your willingness to learn. My research into the current economic climate suggests that we are living through a paradigm shift. The barrier to entry for business ownership has never been lower. The tools that used to cost thousands of dollars, marketing, distribution, communication, and production, are now available for free or at a nominal cost. This democratization of opportunity means that the best business is no longer defined by how much money you have to start, but by how much value you can create. Today, I want to walk you through the mindset required to succeed, the specific criteria we use to select these business models, and then dive deep into 5 specific pathways that you can start this week with little to no capital. Before we discuss the what, we must address the who. The biggest obstacle to starting a business in your 20s and 30s is not the economy, it is psychology. There is a pervasive myth that you need to be an expert before you can charge for a service. There is a fear that if you fail, you will be judged by your peers. In your 20s, the risk of failure is actually an asset. If you start a business and it fails, you have gained an education that no university could provide. You learn about cash flow, customer acquisition, and resilience. In your 30s, the risk is slightly higher because you have more responsibilities, but the reward is also greater because you have a clearer vision of what you want your life to look like. The mindset we need to cultivate is one of sweat equity. Since we are not investing financial capital, we must invest human capital. This means working harder than the person who has the money to outsource everything. It means learning to sell, learning to build, and learning to serve. Furthermore, we must embrace the concept of the portfolio career. In the past, people had one job for 40 years. Today, the most successful people in their 20s and 30s often have multiple income streams. Your business might start as a side hustle while you keep your day job. This reduces the pressure and allows the business to grow organically until it can replace your salary. This is a crucial strategy for low capital startups. It removes the desperation that leads to bad decision making. In compiling the list of businesses we will discuss today, I applied a strict filter. There are millions of business ideas out there. Why these? First, low overhead. This is a crucial strategy for low capital startups. It removes the desperation that leads to bad decision making. In compiling the list of businesses we will discuss today, I applied a strict filter. There are millions of business ideas out there. Why these? First, low overhead. Every business suggested here can be started from a laptop or with basic equipment you likely already own. There is no need for a lease, expensive inventory, or a large staff. Second, scalability. A job trades time for money. A business trades value for money. We are looking for models where you can eventually decouple your income from your hours. Third, market demand. We are looking at industries that are growing, not shrinking. We want to be in sectors where the tailwinds are blowing in our favor, such as the digital economy, the service sector, and the knowledge industry. Fourth, skill acquisition. Even if the business doesn't become a unicorn company, the skills you learn along the way should be highly transferable. If you start a marketing agency and it doesn't work out, you are now a marketer who can get a high-paying job elsewhere. This lowers the risk significantly. With these criteria in mind, let us explore the 5 most profitable, low capital business avenues for your 20s and 30s. The first and perhaps most reliable business model for this demographic is the service agency. Specifically, I am not talking about a general virtual assistant service, but a specialized B2B business-to-business agency. In the current market, businesses are desperate for specific outcomes. They do not want social media help. They want more leads from Instagram. They do not want writing. They want email copy that converts. Why it works? This model requires zero capital. You are selling a skill. If you do not have the skill, you can learn it for free on YouTube, Coursera, or through documentation in a matter of weeks. The overhead is zero because you deliver the work digitally. The execution. Let's look at 3 high-demand niches. First, short-form video editing. With the rise of TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, every company needs video content. They have the footage, but they do not have the time to edit it into engaging clips with captions and hooks. If you learn Premiere Pro or even CapCut, you can charge $500 to $2,000 per month per client for a package of videos. Second, email marketing management. E-commerce brands lose money if they do not have automated email flows, welcome sequences, abandoned cart recovery. This is a high ROI service. If you can prove to a client that your emails generated $10,000 in sales, they will happily pay you $3,000 a month to manage it. Third, no-code automation. Businesses use too many apps that don't talk to each other. Using tools like Zapier or Make, you can automate their workflows. This saves them time and money. How to start? Do not build a website yet. That is a form of procrastination. Instead, identify 50 businesses you want to work with. Find the owner on LinkedIn. Send them a personalized video audit showing them what they are doing wrong and how you can fix it. Offer to work for free for 1 week to prove your value. Once you have a case study, you can charge. This is the essence of low capital startup. Trade initial labor for reputation, then trade reputation for revenue. Two, the creator economy and personal branding. The second avenue is building a personal brand. 10 years ago, you needed a television station to reach an audience. Today, you just need a smartphone. The creator economy is valued at over $100 billion, and it is still in its infancy. Why it works? Attention is the new oil. If you can gather an audience's attention, you can monetize it in dozens of ways. The beauty of this model in your 20s and 30s is that it compounds. A video you make today can generate income for years. It is an asset that builds while you sleep. The execution. Identify a problem you have solved for yourself. Did you lose 30 pounds? Did you get out of debt? Did you learn a new language? Package that solution. Start by offering one-on-one coaching. This is the fastest way to revenue. Charge an hourly rate or a monthly package. As you get results with clients, collect testimonials. Eventually, move to group coaching. Instead of working with one person for $200, work with 10 people for $100 each. You make more money and the clients benefit from the community aspect. Low capital aspect. You need a website, use a free card page. You need to take payments, use Stripe or PayPal. You need to meet, use Zoom or Google Meet. The total startup cost can be under $50. The primary investment is your confidence. You must believe that your experience has value. In your 30s, you have likely overcome significant hurdles. Those hurdles are your curriculum. 5. Local service arbitrage. While the digital world is exciting, the physical world still pays the bills. There is a massive shortage of reliable local service providers. Plumbers, cleaners, landscapers, and organizers are in high demand. Why it works? This business model relies on arbitrage. You secure the customer and you hire someone else to do the work, taking a margin, or you do the work yourself initially to learn the ropes, then hire. Most people in this demographic want to sit behind a computer. This means there is less competition in the physical service sector. The execution, let's look at home organization. People are accumulating more stuff than ever. They are stressed and cluttered. If you offer a premium decluttering and organization service, you can charge $50 to $100 per hour. Another option is pressure washing or window cleaning. The equipment cost is low, a few $100s. You can go door to door in wealthy neighborhoods. The key to scaling this without capital is reputation and systems. Start by doing the job yourself. Ensure it is perfect. Ask for a Google review. Once you have more leads than you can handle, hire a part-time worker. You manage the customer service and marketing. They do the labor. You take a cut of the profit. Eventually, you own a brand, not a job. Why this fits the 20s, 30s? In your 20s, you have the physical stamina to do the labor if needed. In your 30s, you have the management skills to oversee the team. It is a cash flow heavy business. You get paid immediately upon completion of the job, which helps fund your other investments. Execution strategy. How to start without money. We have discussed the what. Now let's talk about the how. How do you actually launch these with an empty bank account? 1. The MVP, minimum viable product approach. Do not wait for perfection. If you are starting an agency, you do not need a logo. You need one client. If you are starting a brand, you do not need 100 videos. You need one that resonates. Launch before you feel ready. Perfectionism is just fear in a suit and tie. 2. Leverage free tools. We live in the golden age of free software. Design, Canva, free version. Website, Carrot, Notion or Gumroad. Communication, Slack, Zoom, Gmail. Project management, Trello or Asana. Learning, YouTube, HubSpot, Academy, Google certifications. There is no excuse for not having the technical infrastructure. 3. Network aggressively. Your network is your net worth. In your 20s and 30s, your peers are climbing the ladder with you. Connect with them, let them know what you are building. You never know who will become your first client or your first partner. Attend local meetups, engage in LinkedIn comments, and join niche communities. However, do not just network. Provide value. If you meet a business owner, ask them what their biggest challenge is. If you can solve it, you have a client. 4. Reinvest profits. This is the most critical rule. When you make your first $1,000, do not buy a new phone. Do not go on a vacation. Reinvest that money into the business. Buy better software, run a small ad, or hire a freelancer to take a task off your plate. In the early stages, the business is a baby. It needs all the nutrients to grow. Personal lifestyle inflation is the enemy of startup growth. Live below your means so your business can live above its potential. 5. Manage the psychology of failure. I must be honest with you. Not every venture will work. You might start an agency and find you hate sales. You might start a YouTube channel and get no views for a year. This is not failure. This is data. In your 20s, you can afford to pivot. If one door closes, try another. The skills you learned in the first attempt will make the second attempt easier. Resilience is the single biggest predictor of success. The market does not care about your feelings. It cares about the value you provide. If you are not getting results, adjust your offer, adjust your messaging, or adjust your audience. But do not stop. A brief word on money. Since we are focusing on low capital businesses, cash flow management is vital. Keep your business finances separate from your personal finances. Open a separate bank account. It does not need to be a fancy business account, just a separate personal account. This clarity will help you understand if you are actually profitable. Also, understand taxes. Set aside 25 to 30% of every payment you receive for taxes. Nothing kills a young business faster than a surprise tax bill. Finally, build an emergency fund. Even as an entrepreneur, you need stability. Having 3 months of living expenses saved allows you to make business decisions based on strategy, not desperation. As we come to the end of this talk, I want to leave you with a final thought. There will never be a perfect time to start a business. The economy will always have uncertainties. You will always feel like you need to learn one more thing. You will always feel like you are not quite ready. But look at the assets you have right now. If you are in your 20s, you have energy and time. You can afford to work late nights to build something that belongs to you. If you are in your 30s, you have experience and perspective. You know what problems are worth solving. You do not need a loan from a bank. You do not need an investor. You do not need a degree. You need a problem to solve, a skill to offer, and the courage to ask for the sale. The businesses we discussed today, service agencies, personal branding, micro e-commerce, coaching, and local services are not theoretical. They are being run right now